It doesn't get bad. It never does. I've never seen it.
Here we go, guys. Give me a second.
It's always beautiful.
Coming up.
Nice too, yeah. I don't know what he's talking about.
Hello, my lovelies. Bonjour, mes beautés. AJ Gentile, Andrew James Photography. Tonight, for notre deuxième table ronde de photographes cette saison-ci. We had our first one in September. This is our second one. We're also going to be having bientôt a few people will be joining us after 9 from Les Bières et Caméra Montréal, where I spent most of the afternoon with photographing in Westmount. We were a good 100, I would say a good easy 100 people. And I have with us tonight our co-hosts, Uncle Bob. Hey, Uncle Bob.
Hey.
And we have one of my best friends, Mark Alari.
Hey, Mark. Hey, Mark.
Hey, guys, comment ça va? Quoi de neuf?
Vas-y, Bob.
Pas grand-chose. I've been photographing a lot of hockey games because my friend, her grandchildren play in hockey games in Vaudreuil, so they asked me to photograph them and photograph the team and all this stuff here. So I did a lot of that.
Good.
You see, naturally, because when you photograph on the ice, you have to overexpose by one stop at least to keep the ice white.
Yep.
Otherwise, you get a gray ice and you get a lot of gray figures going around. So I did all that stuff there. I had a lot of fun because there's a lot of action shots. So, you know, been shooting at 500 of a second or 1,000 of a second, and, you know,
Okay.
a lot of good shots, a lot of pucks stopped in the midair and things like that.
And what were you using?
I was using well, 2 times. I was using the 24-120 on the first batch that I did, and then I was using the 70-300 with the adapter on the ZF, which gives really about 100 to 450, which was, you know, a lot of closer shots.
Okay.
And worked fine though. They worked fine. The autofocus worked great, and, you know, stuff like that. But you just got to watch a little more with the 450 because the focus is more, you know, more picky because of the compression, you know.
Okay.
So but it was pretty good. I enjoyed it, and that's basically what I did in the last week and the week before. So a lot of fun, And we had a little bit of developing with Mark. So we did.
Yeah.
We developed some black and white film and some color film, and I got a bunch of negatives to scan and that stuff there. But c'est bon, you know.
Good. And the darkroom, you did it at Mark's or at your place?
The darkroom, I did the negative darkroom at my place, and Mark is going to invite me a moment, and we're going to go do the printing with him at his place.
Okay.
So, you know, and, you know, maybe you can come along.
For sure. Definitely.
Wow,
just
maybe
sort
you'll
of
get a
guys-
gang, get Luco and things like that there too.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Well, I still got to bring
I'm good with
Uncle
everybody.
his I still got to bring Uncle his darkroom.
Yeah, Andrew's
Okay.
still has
It's
to
sitting
do-
in my furnace room right now.
Yeah, you know, with my matte 124G.
The 124. So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, I borrowed a Yashica matte a while back, a Yashica matte 124G.
Like 20
Wow,
years
wow.
ago?
Yeah, how many?
About 20 years ago,
20,
18.
yeah, at least
Yeah,
20
yeah.
years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've misplaced it.
That's right.
I've
No, but
misplaced it.
Uncle Bob is actually very happy that you've lost it because AJ, before the broadcast, has agreed to replace it with a brand new Hasselblad.
No, I have Mark as a témoin.
And AJ was lucky enough to borrow what we call at Gosselin a try and buy. So it's exactly that. It's a Hasselblad X2D Mark I that we have on try and buy, and it was sitting in the display. Nobody was using it, so I borrowed it for the weekend. Justement because I had Bière et Camara Montréal Westmount. We had the Westmount photo walk this afternoon. So I figured on bringing it, and everybody loved it. They started to fool around with it a bit here and there. We've got about 60 shots in all with it. It was an interesting, needless to say, it was an interesting sortie with the camera, I mean. I always have a blast with Bière et Camara. I love the people there. But like I said, it was an interesting, it's not particularly a camera that I would have, normally have taken on a photo walk or for street photography. But tomorrow I'm going to take it out with my son and we're going to go do some landscape over here in there's a nature park in Saint-Amable. So Logan and I are going to go do some landscape photography with it, which it's more of that kind of type of camera. I'm still disappointed that digital photography is not up to par with film photography in the medium format, but I also understand how expensive these sensors are. Already that it's twice the size of a 35 millimeter full frame. They just can't make it 3 times bigger.
They can.
They can, but it's the cost.
It's not yet. Yeah, it's not. They're waiting to, because I mean, listen, if they can go to the moon, they can make a bigger sensor,
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, but still, even at that, it'll never, when we shoot film, we try to shoot lower ISOs because we know having lower ISOs, we can do better than what the digital sensor can do, detail-wise, resolution-wise.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree.
The problem is that exposure becomes so long when it comes down to anything under 50 ISO.
Yeah.
Mind you, today, originally I wanted to start up a roll. I got Gosselin this week got in our have you guys been hearing about the Kodacolor?
I heard very little about it, but I don't know what
they've brought back Kodacolor 100 and 200.
Yeah.
So everybody's blowing up the internet with the fact that they've brought back this film, which is basically remember the what is it? You have the Ultra Max. What's the other one that we have? The Gold.
Gold, yeah.
But you had another kind of pharmacy quality, well, pharmacy.
Yeah, very color.
Amateur, yeah, exactly. And it's the Kodacolor.
Yeah.
Pharmacy.
So they've relaunched Kodacolor now.
Yeah.
I guess Kodak is finally, now that they're with Arista, who's producing their film, they're bringing back some of the older recipes now.
Well, if they could bring back Kodachrome, we'd all love it.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's rumors.
Might come one day. Who knows?
Oh, who knows? I mean, there's rumors out there that it might come back as a different product, because I know they can't go back to the processing of what Kodacolor was, because apparently the chemistry can't be replaced. But it would be nice to be able to get those colors back.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, there's you can imitate them in post.
Yeah.
As close as.
But you can't imitate the density of film.
No, I agree. But I mean, you can make a photograph have the color saturation that Kodachrome did have, though.
Yeah, that's why actually I'm extremely eager to be able to actually transfer the card to my computer to see what these raw files look like, because as Hasselblad has kind of, I guess, taken the same chemin as Leica to reducing not the functionalities, but all the gadgetry that's come out of 35 millimeter digital photography.
I agree with that too, because there is a lot of gadgetry.
There is. I mean, when your camera has to have 40 buttons, for shortcuts, à un moment donné, il y a trop de choses.
No, but not only that.
It's the shot.
When you look at our cameras, especially Canons and Nikons,
and Sonys,
you have a lot of vivid, dynamic, all kinds of different modes. I don't know if that's the right word. And give me just a color shot and a black and white shot.
Exactly.
What I mean? It's like
It's like the most recent Canon Rs now have come out. They've actually, oh, see, you don't know this yet, but Canon's invented a whole new mode.
Oh, yeah?
It's called FV.
Okay, copy the Nikon. Okay, that's
You
good.
know what the FV is?
No?
They call it frequency value.
Okay.
So what they do is they take the ISO, the shutter speed, and the aperture, and you start off on all three are automatic. So the moment you move one of the three dials, then you can actually set that variable.
Okay.
And either the other two stay in automatic, or so you no longer actually have to choose A, S, or M. Just by fiddling with the dials,
Yeah.
you can set it directly in the camera. And apparently this was to appease the photographers who are too lazy to work in one of the three modes, M, A, or S. I'm not even going to talk about P.
Okay.
Because they're too lazy to actually choose a mode and stay in that mode.
Wow.
Okay.
So I have to teach this. For the last 2 years, I've had to teach what the FV is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's ridiculous. You know,
Is it almost like an automatic mode?
well, everything starts in automatic. And the
Yeah.
moment you touch one of the three dials, ISO, aperture, or shutter, that becomes now manual.
Okay.
So rather than picking a mode, you're dialing your mode in by changing one of those three variables now.
Okay. So it makes it a little faster, saying, okay, I don't want what the camera suggests. I'll go manual instead.
They want you to think it's a faster way of working.
It takes Canon to think up something like that.
Bob.
Well, it's true in a sense, because when it comes to and Pentax was the same way. Pentax and Canon were the only ones who started barking on semantics. A has always been aperture priority. S has always been
nice
shutter
one.
priority, right?
Right.
The semantics of it is that they don't like calling it A and S because for them it's time value and aperture value.
No, I get it. It's just like, you know, when they change the name of UFO to AVI or whatever it is now to the
Well,
UAP.
Or
it's
medical,
the same thing.
OCV, OVC.
C'est la même
C'est
chose.
ça.
pareil.
So, je veux dire, à un moment donné, people just, you know, we've all been the progressive generation of each of our generations.
Yeah, I think so too.
And we all know that, you know, from the age of like 17 to 25, we want to reinvent the wheel our way.
Yeah, exactly.
But you still need to have
way.
the basics.
17 to 27.
Yeah.
Okay, 27. You want to go to 27?
I get it. It's just like, let's rename it so that the old people don't know what we're talking about.
27 Club.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, look what they did with, you know, ASA was ASA and now it's ISO.
And now it's ISO, exactement.
Yeah, ISO, you know,
Right.
And not only that, in Europe, it was DIN. DIN.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
and so you want to get really confused? You know.
There we. But, you know, the camera itself, it is easy to use because you've taken out all those extra buttons that you don't need.
Yeah.
It gets a little bit fumbly when you have to go through the menu type thing because it's very in our comment je dirais ça,
Zeitgeist.
no, but it's not intuitive. It's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a menu that it's visual. Yes, I have to agree, it is visual, but the choices that are in there are much more limited than what you normally would have in any of the cameras we're used to using.
Yeah. Well, you know, you're seeing a lot of that coming backwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
à un moment donné, too much is too much, you know.
Right.
And listen, not everybody, even listen, I've been doing photography since I'm 10, 12 years old. And I don't use all the things that my Nikon ZF can do.
I know.
Or my Nikon Z6 can do.
I was about to ask you, on your cameras right now, out of the 100% of all the potential of the camera, how much do you use it. I calculate I use 25 to maybe 40% of what the camera has.
I'd agree with that too. That's about it, because
That's really honest.
because the camera in theory can do more, but do I want it to do more?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because me, I like to take the pictures. I like the main thing for me is the composition, number one.
Yes.
Number two is the exposure. Okay, expose it properly, frame it properly. After that, the rest is in post work.
Post-processing.
Yeah, post processing, because
Which-
you wanna take the picture right, you know, first. What do you do in post processing? You adjust a little bit the color up and down or whatever, or you crop it a little bit more than you know that you had.
Don't make
But
it
that's
black
it.
and white.
That's
Don't
it.
make
You don't want to make it. You don't want to make it. You
black and
know.
white.
No,
Well,
black
it's a
and white.
painting. You don't want to make it. You don't want to make it into an animation.
No, exactly. C'est ça. Tu sais,
C'est je veux dire. À un
you
moment
I can
donné, when it becomes
understand-
surreal,
I can understand the gadgets for maybe someone who's professional, and this gadget will help him speed up to do the process faster to get to the end of the shoot.
but it's not.
No, but it depends on what you're using.
No,
Mark,
I-
I will
That's
argue with
tough.
any sports photographer, and I will argue with any wildlife photography photographer till I'm blue in the face, that I can follow any bird in motion, any car in motion, and any athlete in motion
absolutely.
without a burst mode, without
That's right.
because I know my camera.
That's right.
Yes. But don't
I
forget,
know
that
my
you started
technique.
shooting. You started
know my
shooting when you were
mechanics.
young.
Yeah, but Mark,
Well, see, now I'm
ça
doing a
s'apprend
lot of
à
hockey
n'importe
stuff.
quel âge.
Non, je le sais, mais écoute, comment est-ce que je peux dire ça? Tu peux conduire une F1 quand tu progresses de la petite voiture tranquillement, puis tu t'en vas jusqu'à la F1. Mais quand quelqu'un rentre au niveau des voitures ou une caméra perfectionnée, puis là, tu lui demandes d'aller avec des affaires de base, mais il faut qu'il comprenne qu'il pratique, ça ne sort pas tout de suite. Moins tu as de gadgets,
Ouais, c'est
plus
ça.
qu'il faut que toi, tu travailles. Mais dès que tu travailles, plus que c'est facile quand tu as des gadgets.
But the other problem is it's the companies who are catering, that's the word I was looking for before, who are catering to Monsieur, Madame, tout le monde on cameras that are being used by intermediate advanced photographers. I'm not even going to go into the word professional because I'm sorry, professional today doesn't mean what it meant 40 years ago.
No.
Yeah.
No. But and when I'll tell you the truth. The word professional means that you use cameras to make your living.
It's having money, yeah.
Yeah.
money.
You know, that's what professional means. You can have an amateur who's equivalent to a professional,
Professional?
but he doesn't make money to earn his living.
Exactly.
But he's still an artist. He's still
Yeah.
Exactly.
Over and
You know,
beyond.
art trumps money.
Pardon?
Art-
Over and beyond with knowledge and experience of what he's learned throughout his
Exactly.
lifetime as a photographer.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
And the art of the art, I'm not even going to say of photography, but art in itself, right?
Yeah.
Is the interpretation from the artist of what he sees and how he sees it.
Exactly.
For
It's
sure.
not the interpretation, or sorry, the wanted interpretation of Monsieur, Madame, tout le monde.
And it trumps
And
money.
we've destroyed that aspect of photography with the internet, with social media.
We did because
We did because,
well, with cell phones too. Yeah.
well, because technically people are, this wow factor that everybody's been talking about for the last 20 years is a marketing ploy. That's what it is. It's not to be wowed necessarily of what was captured. It's to be wowed by the interpretation of the artist of the scene.
Well, listen, you don't have to go far. You just look at the way they sell cellular phones today.
Yeah.
They don't sell them that much on the cellularity of the phone. They sell them a lot on the photography of the phone. You know, I saw commercials saying, look, you can make a movie with this.
Yeah.
Or you can take a picture of the moon, and it's better than a telescope.
That's right.
Exactly.
So So how first of all, how many people do that?
I love them.
You know, they buy the phone because they say, hey, this is the best camera and this is the best,
Yep.
the best that, but they don't know what they're how to use it. They don't know how to get it to do it.
And it's not just that. A phone stops at its own screen.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
As far as resolution goes, it looks great on the screen,
Yeah.
but when you print it out and truly produce a work of art,
Yeah.
the phone cannot come close to anything over. And I'm really, and I teach iPhone photography or mobile phone photography also. But you cannot, to give them the benefit of the doubt, you can almost print a 12 by 18.
Yeah.
Art.
Yeah, that's about it.
If you haven't used any part of the digital zoom.
Yeah, you can't use digital zoom.
You can't use the digital zoom.
forget it, yeah. So, you know, but
Now I'm eager to find out because,
you can turn off-
sorry, and because I'm teaching this stuff,
As long as it's still.
I'm eager to find out what the iPhone, because I ordered the iPhone set because it's I'm up at the for my phone to renew my phone.
Yeah, get out of
So
it.
I'm I got the 17 Pro Max coming,
Okay.
right? And apparently that'll be the first iPhone to supposedly the largest telephoto on it is an actual variable telephoto. So if it's a true optical zoom, I don't know. I'm eager to find out if it is or not. I mean, really, the reason I also got it is because I need to get the new functions so that I can teach this in my classes and stuff.
Yeah.
But also because evidently, because I buy them on a 2-year basis, right?
Yeah.
You only pay 2/3 of the price when you buy it on a 2-year basis, but then you have to change it up every 2 years.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah.
So I'm eager for that to come out. What have you guys done? Well, wait a minute. Didn't you guys you have an exhibit going on, no? Currently,
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
right? I don't know if we
It's
talked about
called
it last one.
Intersection.
Wait, comment ça a été?
The vernissage went very well. It's on until the 5th of December, I believe,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
and it's at the Maison de Culture Pierre quelque chose.
Boy, à Rivière des
Ouais.
Prairies.
Oui,
Rivière des
l'adresse, c'est le 8000 boulevard Gouin-Est.
C'est ça.
Si vous êtes intéressé à y aller, il faut vérifier les heures parce qu'ils ont réduit les heures, je pense, dû à du manque de personnel. Alors, c'est le vendredi, samedi et dimanche. Je crois que ça rouvre des alentours de midi ou un petit peu plus de bonne heure dans la fin de semaine. Mais juste faire une recherche, 8000 boulevard Gouin, puis on peut voir les heures qui sont suggérées là, pour les visites.
Oui, puis dans le moment, il y a 44 photos de 11 photographes, 4 photos chaque, avec le grand thème, c'est photos de rue. Mais les petits thèmes, chaque photographe a fait son propre petit terme dans le grand terme.
Okay.
So it's a very nice exhibition. I don't think there's one bad photograph in it. So it's
And
very
Luco's
nice
with
to
you
see.
too, right?
Pardon?
Luco is with you.
Luco is in it too, yeah. Luco's
Yeah.
in it. And we even have one female, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
One only?
yeah,
thought
only
there were-
one female in
I thought there were 2 or 3.
There's one lady with us.
yeah.
Her
Isabelle?
pictures are from Vancouver, so they're further away.
Okay.
Yeah. But nice, she did a nice job, and you know.
It's one female, but she is.
And you know, some people did, you know, a counting theme, so that was very nice. too.
Je décompte.
It's a
Oh,
discount that thing, you know, and you know, some you may find some photographs of people you recognize.
Yeah. Uncle's talking about me.
Yeah,
I'm in 2 of his shots.
so you know, but it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing taking the shots, and I enjoyed the whole process of doing it. You know.
So between the two of you, this the exhibit was on street photography.
Yes.
Okay, so I got a couple questions for you guys.
Sure. Go ahead.
Oh, that can be mean.
Okay.
Sure,
So
sure.
talking about street photography,
Yes.
and if we go a little bit farther into the privacy in the modern age,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
How do you approach photographing strangers in public spaces between the two of you?
Naked?
No, Nick. I'm not even
What can I
gonna.
say?
I'm not even gonna.
What can I say?
How do you approach photographing strangers in public spaces?
I'll start off this one, Bob, because
Yeah,
after
go
that
ahead.
you can put the finesse on it.
Okay.
I like animal photography because I feel more at ease with animals than with human beings taking and then going into their privacy. If it's done with respect, I think it can be a beautiful art, a beautiful type of photography. If basically we're at a place where there's a lot of people and someone is entertaining, well, it's easier for me to take the picture.
Mhm.
But I'd have a problem taking, example, a young lady reading a book somewhere or something like that, and she's her own little world. I feel like I'm stepping inside. I have a major problem with that. So
Mhm.
that's my weakness.
Yeah,
As for the rest, well, the pictures that I've taken, basically what Uncle Bob said, we have ladies with sheep there, and basically they know that they will be photographed because a lot of people tend to stop by because of the sheep and take pictures. So basically they sort of volunteered, and without asking for anything special, they sort of posed, and they weren't a hindrance, and the smiles came very easily when taking the pictures.
naturally, exactly.
So, but it's a discussion with a lot of photographers. Some people take it, they have an ease with coming up with a camera to someone with a smile, and the person will answer back and with a smile, and then the picture is taken. I don't have that because I'm basically close to 6 feet, 230 pounds, and I probably I'm more threatening to people than other people.
Yeah, no, I get
So,
that. I get that.
so maybe Bob, you can push on your side
Well,
and see your experience.
mostly, most of the time, I try to make eye contact and lift my camera. And usually in doing that, they get the idea that either I'm going to take a picture or I'm a photographer and I'm looking for shots or, and I'd say 9 out of 10 times or 8 out of 10 times, no problem. Take the picture, get a little smile, get a little look, and that's it. I got it. Sometimes I have to not get that part, but I'll take the picture anyway.
Mhm.
And if someone has something to say, well, I'll talk with them and I'll explain it just for whatever reason I took the picture. And most of the time, if that happens, I'll show them the picture if it's a digital, and tell them, if it bothers you, I'll get rid of it. If not,
Yeah.
And en general, I can't say I had very much problems, but you got to remember too that it's all based on respect, because
Yes.
naturally you're allowed to photograph anybody out in public areas, but sometimes the person themselves they don't want, so it's to be seen. Hey, Luco.
We have a new guest
Bonjour,
with
Luco.
us.
Bonjour, Luco.
Hi,
Ouais.
Luco.
Je dit que je me joindrais un peu, là.
Ben oui,
Ben oui,
c'est
ben oui.
fantastique.
En plus, j'ai bien compris, j'arrive au bon moment. On parle de l'exposition, donc...
Oui.
Oui, exactement, c'est ça.
Et j'ai lancé parce que because the exhibition was on street photography in general. Well, now that you've chimed in, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Uncle and Mark. How do you approach photographing strangers in public spaces?
Ouais, j'écoutais ça en mangeant une petite bouchée avant de me connecter. C'est une bonne question. C'était...
Parce que j'étais avec toi aujourd'hui.
oui,
Hein?
oui. À y penser, il n'y a pas beaucoup de gens de la rue. Il y a d'autres photographes sur mes photos d'aujourd'hui, mais non, je te dirais que ça a été quand même la partie, moi aussi, que j'ai trouvé très difficile de ce projet-là. C'est toujours un peu cette sensibilité-là à ne pas trop rentrer dans la bulle des gens. Mais je comprends que ça fait aussi partie de l'art, mais c'est un peu comme Marc il disait, c'est de quoi aussi que moi j'ai de la misère avec, là. Fait qu'à force d'en faire, j'espère que ça va aller mieux. mais j'aime toujours quand même me dire ça, de le faire dans le respect. Donc, plus d'être là, d'observer, puis de prendre ce qui passe devant moi, que de peut-être, souvent on compare pêcher ou chasser en photo de rue. Donc,
Oui,
le pêcheur va se mettre à un endroit, puis il va attendre
exact.
que, que ce qui intéresse passe devant lui, versus le chasser ou
I've already,
chasser.
j'ai
Bon.
déjà été demandé par quelqu'un, une couple qui passait dans la rue. Pour moi, il était high un peu, là. Puis qui sont venus, ils m'ont vu avec la caméra photographier des affaires, puis ils sont venus à moi, puis ils disent, prenez ma photo, prenez notre photo.
Ouais.
Tu sais, and I got that. That happened to me once or twice in different situations. So, tu sais, c'est comme le monde, ils te voient avec un vrai appareil au lieu d'un téléphone, puis ils sont fascinés. Il y en a quelques-uns qui sont fascinés par ça.
Je pense que AJ a plus de facilité s'il prend sa grosse 4x5 parce que c'est une caméra qui sort de l'ordinaire. Ça veut dire que c'est pas
Ouais,
le
exactement.
digital vite, 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 là, tu sais. C'est quelque chose, là, c'est un vrai photographe parce que c'est quelque chose d'antique puis tout le kit.
Absolument. Mais
J'ai
quand,
une expérience que j'ai eue, moi, dans le bas de la ville avec un photographe de rue de notre groupe, Denis, où ce que Denis a pris la photo d'une dame qui est en train de faire de la peinture et elle a son chien à côté d'elle. Lui, il a été discret. La photo était écœurante et super belle. Moi, c'est que j'ai attendu qu'elle se lève la tête, puis j'ai montré ma caméra, puis j'ai dit, est-ce que ça vous dérange? Elle a souri, sauf que ma photo est belle, mais elle est placée. Je ne sais pas si vous comprenez
ouais, non,
qu'est-ce que
je
je veux
comprends.
dire. C'est que là, il n'y a pas de spontanéité
Yes.
dans la photo parce que je n'ai pas rentré dans son monde pendant qu'elle était concentrée à créer qu'est-ce qu'elle faisait, tu sais.
Ouais, ouais.
And when I
Souvent,
do, and with me, street photography is capturing the human condition. It's not capturing the actual human. And I'll be honest with you, what desensitized me, qu'est-ce qui m'a désensibilisé à justement the feeling, Mark, that you and Luco both voiced. You know where that came from? Literally the 20 odd years that I was doing event photography.
Yeah.
Because I actually had a and you know I hate the word professional, but I actually had, not, I'm not going to say professional, I'm going to say a world-renowned photographer. Heidi Hollinger. Very well-renowned photographer here in Montreal. I was shooting, and I'll never forget this. I was shooting an event at Place des Arts. And I was shooting it for, remember Bob?
yeah, I
Right?
remember.
I was shooting it for Bob. It was one of his events, or one of the events he was hired for. I was a second shooter. And I was very discretionally moving around the room. Once in a while, I would lift the camera to my eye, take a couple shots here. And she walked up to me and she said, "You're shooting the event tonight?" I says, "Yeah." She says, "All the people here know they're being photographed. These are the moments you want them to look at you because they're all here for the event. They're all sponsoring the event. So just step up to them, ask them, I'm here for the event. I'm going to take a picture. Do you mind getting together?" And after I did that 5 or 6 times, I completely lost that
That fear, I get it.
fear
Yeah.
of photographing, and not necessarily, I'm not saying you have to be in the people's faces. I'm not
No.
like that American photographer. Remember, see the American photographer that would walk the streets in New York and with the flash would flash everybody?
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
No, I forget,
And
but I know who you're talking about.
there are a lot of photographers like that who do that,
Yeah.
which is fine. It's just that's not my style.
No, I get that.
I prefer to ask forgiveness than to ask for permission.
Well, I'll tell you, I if I see a shot and I don't have the contact, I'll still take the shot anyway.
Definitely.
And if there's anything to be said after, well, it's said after. But sometimes it just goes like a hot knife and butter, and you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Ça se passe bien, tu sais.
And for me,
I
Is it
can't really
easier?
say I ever had someone come to me and say, "Hey, what are you doing?" You know?
Is it easier
Never
if you're
happened.
taking pictures of a gentleman or a lady that has more advanced in age than if someone is 18 and younger, a young lady?
Yeah, yeah. Well,
It's
listen,
kind of touchy because I don't know. I feel like you say, okay, well, you're the dirty uncle trying to take a picture, you know?
well, if I'm photographing like kids in a park, you know, which happened because you know I have granddaughters and stuff like that, and even well, if I'm photographing my granddaughters, but beside there's two other interesting kids to photograph, I'll usually try and get consent from the parents. You
Okay.
know, si ça dérange pas, and you know,
Yeah.
things like that. If they say really no, j'aime autant pas, ben, then I'll just turn back to where I was shooting without them, and that's it. You know what I mean? But
and like I
can't
do
say
in my
I
street,
never had a lot of, you know, a lot of resistance. You know what I mean?
no. And like I say a lot in the street photography classes that I give and the excursions I give is c'est ton comportement.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What you got to understand what you have to know about street photography is how a human, how we react to what we see.
Yeah.
If you're agitated and you're constantly fiddling with the camera, people see those motions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because in the corner of their eye, our brain, the way we see things is we see things and we search for things that are fearful.
Mhm.
And we
Possible
naturally
dangers.
look for motion. We see, say, dans the well, not perspective, peripheral vision is made so that if you see a motion, the eye automatically scans to there and sees what is that a predator?
Is that a danger? Yeah.
Is that danger?
Yeah.
So if you're fidgeting with it and you're putting like what we call it chimping, you take a picture and you look at the camera, you take a picture, you look at the camera, take a picture, look at the camera. Chimping like that will not get you the shot
No, most of the time.
because you're intruding on what's going on in front of you.
You have to show confidence.
Yes, you have to show confidence and you got to be the fly on the wall.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right?
Like when I photograph downtown, people are, you know, all kinds of stuff. There's people sitting on benches reading, there's, you know, all kinds of stuff. I always, once I've lifted my camera and taken a few pictures and I put it down, I don't want to see the picture right away.
No.
You know what I mean? I'll walk further on and then take a look, and then, you know what I mean? So it shows the person that, listen, I know what I'm doing, you know? And that's indirectly a confidence that they just pass by. They just, you know,
It's a
c'est correct.
and that's something too that I find digital photography has introduced in the last 25 years in the sense that our photographic community today are insecure because if they can't see the shot after they shot it, for them, it's not worth shooting.
Yeah.
Uncle and I come from a mentality where we can't see the shot until we develop it. And it could be a week, it could be 2 weeks, it could be a month away.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have to have a certain amount of confidence and say, hey, I know my light.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll give you a perfect example. The first 2 or 3 weddings I shot when I started in 2004, 2005 with Augustus, I shot the first 2 weddings with him. And when I got back home, I looked at my shots. I said, this is crap. Because Gus had a certain way of trying to, and it's not a, you know, it's just the way that he was. He would tell you, shoot at this aperture, shoot at this shutter speed, shoot at this power of flash, shoot at this ISO. But him using a different model and different company camera than mine, I knew my camera. So after the second wedding and being so disappointed in my work, the next time around, I said, you know what, Gus, you handle your camera, let me handle my camera. Because when you hired me for my photography.
Yeah.
And I already had a background in photography when I met up with him.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that I enjoyed more working with his wife, because Lily was And again, I mean, these were my first mentors in wedding photography because they knew so well. Like Gus, literally out of the camera could produce, and even there was another photographer, Pierre, and this guy, his JPEG images, and I'm talking this is over 20 years ago, 25 years ago, when we had 6 and 8 and 10 megapixel cameras. Pierre, his JPEG was perfect for cameras where the JPEGs were really so-so. You had to shoot raw. But Pierre fiddled with his camera until he got the images that he wanted.
Absolutely.
And go ahead, see.
No, absolutely. I just said, yeah.
Better than MP4. Still better than MP4. MP4 still better, right?
That's video.
MP4. You just sent Melissa a text in MP4.
JPEG.
It's a movie. MP4 is a movie.
But
It's
you
not
said-
it's not a JPEG.
But you recently sent Melissa.
Yeah, but it has nothing to bearing on what we're talking about.
Anyways, at Thanksgiving, he sent an MP4.
Needless to say, I love you, Nick. I love you.
MP4s. MP4.
So do I, unfortunately.
Hey, I'm not being paid by them.
Hey, so do I, unfortunately.
I
But,
got-
I think it's past his bedtime.
No, but
But
I haven't slept for 27 years.
the whole thing was
Maybe
that
33.
Okay, let us stop there.
Maybe
the whole thing was that, now I lost it. But anyways,
No, but I know what
He
you're saying.
fiddled with his
I know-
camera, had total control.
oh yeah, definitely. And it's the insecurity today where and I still get a lot of people asking me,
I look off.
and this is what I enjoy about, not to say that I don't enjoy my photo clubs and all that stuff there, but Gary Camera Montréal, the majority of everybody there are film photographers, right? So even the few digital photographers who are with us are asking us like, but you're not going to see the photo until you get it developed. I says, no, but how do you know you got a good shot? Well, because we're at that point where we just know we got the light and we placed the light.
Yeah,
Right?
and that's the beauty of, that's the beauty of argentique too.
Beautiful. Definitely beautiful.
Luco, ça fait combien de temps maintenant que tu fais de l'argentique?
3 ans à peu près?
Puis avant ça, tu faisais de la numérique, right?
Ouais, ça fait pas mal 3 ans. Peut-être 2 que je suis principalement, genre 90% en argentique. Sinon, la première année, j'étais pas mal 50-50, là, mais cette année, j'ai pas trop. Non, j'ai pas utilisé, à part le téléphone de temps en temps pour des petites affaires quand c'est juste ce que j'ai avec moi, là, mais sinon, c'est très rare que j'ai pas d'appareil photo argentique avec moi aussi. Là, fait que-
OK.
Non, c'est ça exactement. It's because à un moment donné, it becomes a good habit, it becomes a good learning tool, it becomes, it slows you down. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's beautiful. I love film personally. Yeah.
Est-ce que vous pensez, moi j'ai une question, est-ce que vous pensez qu'un photographe digital, s'il commence à prendre des photos en argentique pendant un certain temps, va faire des plus belles photos en digital par après?
Moi, je dirais que probablement que oui.
Luco?
La raison pour que je dis ça, c'est que ça va le ralentir puis faire penser avant de faire clic, 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 clic.
Yeah. I'm going to go one step further. I'm going to say absolutely. Mais Luco, toi, qu'est-ce que tu vas dire?
Ben, je suis pas contre l'idée. Je pense que c'est vrai. Je pense que c'est travailler différemment. Mais oui, sur un certain point, je pense que le forcer de ralentir, ça va forcer la personne à s'assurer que quand elle prend sa shot, elle le vérifie, mettons, est-ce que j'ai assez de lumière ou est-ce que c'est la bonne composition versus comme Bob il dit, de faire clic, clic, clic. Ben, OK, ben, dans une de mes 5, après au post-traitement, je vois que j'en ai une. C'est sûr qu'en film, le feedback loop de faire une erreur, c'est pas juste plus coûteux, c'est plus long.
Long.
Right? C'est pas, j'ai fait une erreur, je peux la corriger sur place. Donc, je pense que c'est de là que ça vient faut prendre le temps avant de déclencher. Je pense que la chose la plus drôle, c'est de voir certains de mes amis qui ont des boîtiers Nikon plus technologiques, là, tout que les modes rafale, puis de penser que dans les années 90, le monde, il passait un rouleau de 36 en faisant clic, 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 clic. Ah, le rouleau de 36, c'est fini.
C'est fini, exactement.
C'est comme un F5 ou qui fait genre quoi, 4 frames par seconde. Puis je suis comme, ouais, mais 4 frames par seconde avec un F5, c'est. OK, ça passe le rouleau de 36
Oui,
vite.
ben oui,
Ah, ben
c'est
oui.
ça.
Ben
Mais
oui.
je me dis, Loco, dans toutes les années que je fais de la photo, j'ai jamais une fois eu un caméra avec un moteur. Pour ça. Pour ça.
Ouais, j'imagine, là. Puis, tu sais, je peux comprendre qu'il y avait des besoins animaliers, des besoins sportifs,
Ouais,
pour tu sais, s'assurer que tu ne manques pas la shot, on s'entend, il y a des moments, mais
exactement.
je
Ouais, ouais.
pense que dans beaucoup de la vie de tous les jours, que ce soit même d'animalier, plus tu sais, par amateur, des trucs comme ça, ben, il y a une façon de ralentir puis de plus se poser la question et non de arriver. Mais je dis tout ça parce que tu sais, moi, je passe mes journées devant l'ordinateur. Fait que si je peux me sauver un peu de temps devant l'ordinateur à la fin,
Ouais,
j'essaie,
ouais.
mais c'est pas toujours facile, même avec l'argentique, hein, avec la numérisation.
Ah,
Ah
non,
non,
hein,
c'est sûr.
c'est sûr.
Et
Exact.
tout et tout.
Moi, je vais t'avouer que depuis que j'ai arrêté, surtout faire commission photography with digital, and that I've been shooting more and more film, my digital capture, like today, I had the Hasselblad X2D with me, right? And I didn't shoot all the way. I mean, I passed the camera around. I think 3 or 4 people used it, right? I come back with 60 shots. Of those, I think I shot maybe 35 of them. This year, being the second year out of commission photography, digitally, I now have less than 3,600 photos digital. They're only photos I shoot quand je vais en sortie, quand je vais en cours, puis que je suis en train de donner un cours, when I'm teaching. Everything else is film. And the reason for that, and I forgot to get to the end of my sentence there, but when I'm giving a class in digital and people look at me and say, "Hey, you only took 30 shots," because every shot I took is one of one. I don't need 3 of the same detail. I don't need 5 of the same detail. I know where I want to shoot. I know what I want to shoot.
Well, I do the same thing with the hockey I've been photographing the past 2 weeks there.
Yeah,
I didn't put it on continuous.
right.
I put it still on single. So
Yes,
what
sir.
am I doing is I'm following the puck wherever it's going, and then
Exactly.
okay, this one, okay, this one, okay, this one, you know. But it's my choice.
C'est ça.
I don't want to get into tick 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 tick. Okay, yeah, I got that one shot, you know, and in the 20 shots that I just
C'est ça.
took, you know what I mean? So
Moi, je pense,
it's a learning thing too.
moi, je pense que avec ma vie sur le digital, c'est qu'au tout début de ma vie, comme photographe digital, je me dépêchais pour aller chercher la photo parce que je voulais pas la manquer. Si je tombe en argentique, m'a me placer, m'a essayé de prendre la photo, mais si l'occasion est partie, mais too bad, l'occasion est partie. Alors, des fois, quand AJ disait, Marc, tu n'es pas obligé de sortir la photo si elle n'est pas à son meilleur, scrap-la, regarde, tu l'as manqué, même si c'est du digital.
Mais
Oui,
prends-le comme un moment d'apprentissage.
Oui,
yeah.
So that you learn that, okay, I missed that shot because I just wasn't fast enough. So the next time that moment comes around, because moments come back, they come around.
Don't forget, a lot of photography is anticipation.
Exactly.
You're anticipating what the next move of the animal is going to be, or the next move of the hockey player is going to be, or whatever.
Abby's been riding horses for 13 years. It took me 2 to 3 years in the beginning when she was 6, 7, and 8 to figure out the motions of the horse, the movements of the horse. What, where's the best, I stopped evidently taking pictures of the ass of the horse,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Or my daughter galloping away from me. I want her to be more or less galloping towards me.
Yeah, exactly. No, I
You know what I
understand
mean?
what you're saying. Yeah.
And even more than that, from her own friends in the community, I started to learn what was the proper, like, I don't want necessarily the 4 hoofs in the air,
No,
because
exactly.
a horse gallops on, c'est un temps de,
1, 4, 3, 3.
yeah, c'est ça, 1,
Yeah,
4,
1, 4,
3,
3.
c'est ça, exactement. So that's what they want to see. So I have to be able to identify that while they're galloping, because if they want to know if they're off balance or if they're,
Yeah, exactement.
you know what I mean? But that's exactly the anticipation Uncle's talking about.
Yeah.
C'est ça. Mais c'est une pratique parce que tu as besoin, souvent quand on est photographe généraliste, on va arriver et on va tomber dans un bain qu'on ne connaît pas. J'ai fait un événement, comme j'ai dit, à Québec où ce qu'on m'a demandé d'embarquer avec les autres photographes pour nourrir des photos pour l'événement, puis tout le kit. Puis, mais là, c'est que je me sens pas à l'aise. J'ai jamais été dans cet événement-là. Aller prendre du monde qui fait du karaté, j'en ai fait, puis tout ça. Mais de savoir, parce que je pratiquais les arts martiaux, mais là, je savais les coups de pied, je savais les mouvements qui allaient être faits. Là, c'était en tant que photographe que je devais apprendre où me placer pour aller chercher la meilleure version du mouvement qui allait être fait. Mais c'était plus facile. Mais quelqu'un qui ne connaît pas ni un ni l'autre, il y a une source d'apprentissage là-dedans. Là.
Absolutely.
But that's the whole but is, photography is a craft, just like plumbing is, just like tile, laying brick. It's a craft, right? You need to learn your tools. You need to learn the elements that you're evidently capturing. It's not, say, Luco, c'est pas de la programmation. It's not IT. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not.
Ben, ça dépend, là. Des fois,
Ah, mais je veux dire, I
dans
mean,
ce temps-là, je trouve
but it's not writing a novel. It's not, there's a craft to it.
Il y a une partie qui est craft and the other part is artistic, because you see, you have to know how to use your tools,
Yeah.
which is your cameras, whichever camera it is, argentic or digital. But after you know that, it has to become second nature.
Exactly.
When you have it second nature, you know instinctively, I'm going to overexpose this or underexpose this or
C'est ça.
whatever. I'm going to shoot at a faster speed or a slower speed, or so. But you first have to know how the camera works, and you got to use your tools properly.
You got to take pictures.
It's yes,
Take pictures,
exactly.
Absolutely.
It's like a lot of times I have debates with my colleagues in the other colleges, and the way that I teach photography is exposure is all an element of time. Yes, we're manipulating light, but no matter what, we're manipulating light through time.
Absolutely.
What we're controlling time with is the sensitivity of the sensor or the film, the actual shutter speed, how fast I want to freeze motion or have un filet de mouvement, have motion blur, and how much I want to have a background blur versus a background sharpness or depth of field, sharp depth of field versus a blurred depth of field, right? Everything is a consequence of time, nothing more. When I talk about depth of field, it's simply light traversing space to hit the mountain at 100 kilometers away, bounce off that mountain, and come back to my sensor or my film through the lens. But if I have a wide open lens, then I have too much light. So I have to close that down. Everything is an effect of time. And if you can get that part down, you can do anything and everything.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because the artistic part is the decision of which aperture you're going to use.
Exactly.
And
how much
the physical part is what time will give that shot whatever you want it to do. Because naturally, if you want to have a subject in focus and the background fluid, the depth of field, the heavy depth of field, you have to choose you have to know to choose at least which f-stop you want. Now, once you've decided on that, well, then the consequence has to be the time that you're going to expose it.
Exactly.
Based on that f-stop you chose,
It's like when I shoot my plates, right? My glass plates.
Yeah.
I'm shooting at a half an ISO, at 2 ISO, at 1 ISO, at half an ISO. Evidently, there's certain things I cannot capture because just time won't permit me.
Yeah, absolutely. No, for sure.
Right? It's like when I shoot my justement, au début du mois d'octobre, j'ai fait une présentation sur photographie de paysage pour le club de photos de Île des Sœurs. And as a matter of fact, Wednesday is the second part of the conference where I'm doing a photo review. So all of the members submitting 2 or 3 photos each for me to critique for them, which when I say critique, it's creatively, even technically, you know, I tell people specifically that there is no bad photo unless you've made an error in shooting that photo. And when I say an error mechanically, you chose the wrong depth of field, you missed your focus point, you for no particular reason overexposed or underexposed when you shouldn't have. I'm not saying the first question I ask somebody when I see a photo is, what is the story what are you trying to interpret in your photo? And depending what that person says, I will tell them whether it is not right, correct. Because there's a difference between right and correct.
Ouais, si la personne a réussi son but.
Yes.
On peut dire, mon but c'était de faire un flou de mouvement, puis tout le mouvement il est figé, et ben, t'as pas réussi ton but.
Exactement.
Mais c'est pas
Exactement,
que
ouais.
si
Because
t'as-
right comes from ego. Correct comes from technique. And you need to have a bit of technique to be able to tell the story you want to tell. That's the art. To be able to balance the mechanics to what you visually saw artistically. And not one of us, the 5 of us that are standing here right now, see the same way.
Thanks for counting me in.
And that doesn't mean that one of the
Thanks for
5 of
counting me
us
in.
are...
I'm so used to being invisible, but I do work behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Thanks for counting me in, bro.
He likes
But
drives me
the
crazy.
5 of us...
Halloween's coming soon, guys. No,
The
but
5 of us as
Halloween.
photographers see the world differently. And
You
photography for
picked
me is a celebration of the differences we see. On était combien aujourd'hui, Lico? Une centaine?
Oh, beaucoup.
Beaucoup.
Mais beaucoup.
OK?
Assez que traverser la rue, ça prend un petit moment.
Un petit moment, exactement. And not one of us took the same shot. Right?
Absolutely. No, absolutely, for sure. For sure.
So when, and I'm actually in the process of writing an article on that, being right or being correct. What's the difference? Right is driven by ego. Correct is driven by being
Knowledgeable.
knowledgeable. Thank you, Uncle.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right? Sorry, I went back on a tangent. Because actually, another question, a follow-up question would
Oh,
have
tu
been...
vois ça? Une tangente.
Comment?
Ça, tu fais jamais ça.
C'est
Moi,
un
jamais. Hein,
bifurqué.
Jamais.
vraiment en tangent.
Il a bifurqué un peu.
J'espère que tu as été honnête avec les gars quand on s'est texté avant de commencer, puis que je t'ai texté, je vais être là vers 9h pour vous jaser pendant que je suis pas là. Pour vous
Ben, c'est ça qu'on a
jaser.
fait. Because we actually started half an hour late.
Right? And, you know, we got off on all kinds of tangents.
Mark and I connected at a quarter to 8, right?
I came
And
in
then
at
Uncle
10.
got in at about 8:10, 8:05.
Yeah.
And you know what? We just kind of started jaser. And then, Nicole's going to be here in half an hour. Let's start it up now.
I was always there.
C'est ça.
Nick was there, exactly. So where does the line between documentation and intrusion happen in street photography?
Oh, OK, c'était ça la deuxième question. Après, de comment on se sent confortable avec la photo de rue.
Yes.
OK.
Les derniers seront les premiers. Luco, vas-y.
Ouf, ouf.
Où est-ce que la ligne entre documentation et intrusion, je sais pas si ça se dit en français?
Oui.
Oh, ouais.
Ah, ça se dit, ouais.
Hey, en franglais, en franglais.
En franglais, ouais, c'est ça. Ça, c'est
Ah ouais, mais intrusion, c'est en français aussi. Euh, C'est pas la première fois qu'on me pose cette question-là, puis je sais que mon opinion personnelle fait pas plaisir à certains types de photographes de
OK.
rue, mais je vais donner l'exemple avec un photographe qui est très connu américain, Bruce Gilden,
Oui.
qui fait de la photo de flash encore aujourd'hui dans la rue le soir. Puis
That's
la
the
photo de
guy.
That's the
flash,
guy. Yeah,
That's the
we were
guy.
looking for his name.
That's the one that I don't like. Okay.
We were
No, no.
looking for his name.
ça,
Oui.
personnellement, même si je suis un photographe, t'es dans intrusion. T'es pas dans documentaire.
OK.
De, de, comme ça, de flasher littéralement un
Ben, c'est ça,
inconnu en plein
exactement.
milieu de la rue. Puis, tu sais, c'est pas juste flasher puis partir. Là. Littéralement, j'ai vu quelques documentaires là-dessus. Le gars, il se crise devant toi, il te flash puis il part.
Exactement.
Ah ouais, c'est ça.
À
I
mon
love
avis,
it. I love it.
ça, c'est très intrusion. Puis, tu sais, je sais, dans Bière Caméra, je parle avec des gens qui font ce style de photo-là. Puis, je me rappelle une conversation que j'ai récemment. Non, ça, si tu me fais ça, même si je suis un photographe, puis je te reconnais l'art et tout, je peux comprendre que ça, c'est littéralement de l'intrusion, pas du documentaire. Mais je sais que mon opinion est un peu plus arrêtée que certaines autres personnes sur ce sujet.
Non,
Mais-
je comprends ce que tu dis, puis ça a de l'allure.
If it's a baby.
Mais it's hard to really, without the flash, parce que ça, c'est un cas spécifique où ce que le gars, il flash, puis ça, tu sais, la flash, ça dérange. Tu sais. Mais de prendre la photo, puis la ligne de, tu sais, entre intrusion et documentation, ça varie, tu sais, quand tu n'as pas de flash, par exemple.
Oui, je suis d'accord avec toi, Bob. C'est un peu plus flou.
Ouais.
Mais tu sais, pour toi, tantôt, je donnais l'exemple de pêcher versus chasser. Je fais aucun des deux sports en passant. Moi, je suis
Ah,
pas.
OK, ouais, neither do I. Neither do I.
Mais je pense que c'est là que je me rapproche le plus avec la photo de rue.
Ouais,
euh,
ouais.
de justement prendre le temps pas s'asseoir, mais de relaxer puis de voir qu'est-ce qui se passe devant moi. Je trouve que ça, c'est plus documentaire, à mon avis.
Ouais, ouais. Non, c'est vrai, c'est vrai. C'est pas une question facile à répondre non plus.
But beautiful?
Peut-être que si on prend une photo dans le but de montrer quelqu'un à son désavantage, quelqu'un qui est peut-être obèse ou quelqu'un qui est mal habillé ou quelque chose comme ça, je ne sais pas. Je ne sais pas. Puis là, je suis en train de regarder le photographe américain, là, quelques de ses photos. On dirait sur certaines photos, OK, c'est correct. D'autres photos, on dirait qu'il y a de l'air à prendre des visages de monde qui ont de la misère, qui ont de l'âge. Je ne sais pas comment m'exprimer
Oui,
comme il
non,
faut. Déformation de visage.
C'est une couple de ça, ouais.
il a fait une série beaucoup sur justement des malformations, des gens que la vie n'a pas toujours été facile. Puis, tu sais, je
Non, c'est ça.
comprends aussi qu'il y a un aspect documentaire à ça, mais je pense que l'aspect documentaire ne vient pas avec l'instantanéité de la chose.
La spontanéité, peut-être?
Non, non, vraiment tu sais, genre, à l'instant présent. Donc, de partager ça aujourd'hui sur les réseaux sociaux pour dire que ça fait partie de ton portfolio, je pense que l'aspect documentaire de ce genre de photos-là se développe avec le temps et non avec le fait que la photo a été prise. Si la photo avait été prise aujourd'hui et elle est partagée aujourd'hui, je pense qu'elle perd un peu de son avantage documentaire. Mais si on la présenterait dans 20 ans, dans 30 ans, c'est pas un peu là que
C'est différent, ouais, ça, c'est différent.
Moi, j'ai une question, une contre-question pour tout le monde. Est-ce qu'un photographe doit mettre son sujet à son meilleur ou de le modifier?
Dans quel sens?
OK. Suite à regarder encore Bruce, puis on parlait qu'il y avait du monde qui avait des visages déformés.
Oui.
Moi, dans ma tête, quand j'essaie de prendre une photo, j'essaie toujours de mettre mon sujet. C'est sûr que j'ai pris beaucoup des dames, des affaires comme ça. J'essaie toujours de mettre mon sujet à son meilleur.
Hey,
Si je suis
le plus
capable de faire
déformé
une
que
belle
possible.
photo, c'est que c'est moi, en tant que photographe, qui a manqué soit un jeu de lumière ou un angle qui est flatteur versus dénigrer quelqu'un.
Le plus déformé que
C'est
possible.
Personally, I don't think a photographer should degrade a person.
That's a good one, Bob.
One of the things that qui m'a éloigné de justement la photo, the World Press Photography or the World Press Photo Show
Yes.
was the fact that I found a few years back that, you know, as a photographer, as much as there is
Love.
poverty and malaise in the world,
There's
there are, you know, there are moments of still, you know, when we look at third world countries that have been documented by many photographers, I don't want to say the better photographer, but the photographers that touch me more are the photographers who show the I guess I'm searching for a better word than poverty, but
the humanity of
yeah,
L'anthropologie.
oui.
La-
C'est for every pain we go through, there is still love in the world, there's still happiness in the world. And
Dignity.
you know, when you see stuff like, you know, poor children or whatever, these children are still finding happiness in their misery. That's what I'm looking
absolutely, absolutely,
Right.
because you know, humanity comes out where we don't know better than we have,
for. Exactly.
and the photographer who can capture that has done justice to the person.
God bless him.
And we come back to my statement before about the wow factor. We are wowed by the world's misery, by humanity's misery. But in those miserable times, there are still people who can find happiness.
Absolutely,
Amen.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But if you're imagine you're taking a war photographer.
Yeah.
It's gonna be sad. It's gonna be ugly, but it's his job to bring back that information. He has to document it so the world can see that in this part of region there is a war going on or something that is no good going on. For an amateur photographer to go around and taking pictures of people sleeping in sleeping bags where you see that everything is going wrong, I don't know. I have a problem with that. Like I said, I'm maybe not in nature a street photographer. J'ai peut-être beaucoup de la misère avec ça.
Look, just to tell you guys, Montreal is not, Ukraine is going through shit. Ukraine, fuck Putin. Ukraine's going through shit right now. We're going to help Ukraine.
Listen,
The photography part of it is, you know, to be in a place like Ukraine,
So yeah,
and photograph is one thing. Like you say, Mark, you know, that's the job of the photographer, to bring the story to the world.
The world.
This is what's going on.
that's what's going on.
But there's human people here living out this horrible thing, and sometimes you still get a smile. Sometimes you still
Yes.
get a look in the eye, and sometimes, you know, you still get because we're human. We're human, and ultimately, for the 5 minutes that the bomb passes over, it's shit. But
still smile.
an hour later, they might, you know, look at it and talk to each other, and, you know, still have feelings for each other. You know,
and when you look at the first world countries like we are in, here we're bitching and complaining about our iPhone is not the most recent, our laptops are not the most you know what I'm saying? Like our cameras are, seriously, there's so much other shit going on in the world. But yet, in the world, in those places, people are still striving. People are still living.
Hoping for the best.
That's what the human condition's all about, I think.
Absolutely.
My
But,
view.
you know, to go into Montreal and photograph a homeless guy
It's like
is
trivial.
still a documentation
Okay.
of something that's not right.
Yes.
You know, and in that, I know we're not professional in the sense that it goes in a journal or it goes
C'est
on
ça, exactement.
a documentary or it goes in a book, but it still is
Almost
a vision of something that shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
So, it's like that famous, was the famous photo that was taken of the girl that was sitting on a step that went to court?
Duclos, l'affaire Duclos.
Ouais, c'est ça, exactement.
Ouais,
Right.
ouais.
The intention of the photographer was not to demean the girl.
No, exactly.
The intention of the photographer, and this is where this is where I have a problem with interpretation. It is not for us to reinterpret the interpretation of the artist. It is only for us to have an opinion whether we like the photo or not and identify what we like about it or what we don't like about the work of art. It is not up to us to reinterpret. If you can't interpret the interpretation, if you cannot read the interpretation of the artist, then there's something wrong in your comprehension of the moment.
Yeah, but AJ,
And that is my problem with society today.
I agree with what you're saying for pictures in general, but if I understood well, l'affaire Duclos is that picture was taken and put in a magazine right beside an article talking about prostitution.
20 years ago.
So people,
It was about homelessness.
No, it was I'd have to re-verify, but I was told that it was put in the magazine the page before the article. So people tend to look at the title of the article and associated the picture with it beside it.
But if it had nothing to do with, that's what I'm saying, is it had nothing to do with that article. It
No,
had
but
to do
it's
with her
still-
sitting on the step and being homeless.
So in theory, that should have been taken and put in maybe a page or two further away, not to associate it with the article. It sounded like it was feeding the article.
That's a misinterpretation of the article.
Yes.
On the
but it
reader's
might
Sometimes
part.
the
also-
magazine.
It might
But
also be-
remember, in pictures with la COVID, you had this photographer who took pictures at two different angles, where you had all these people that were bunched up one against the other. But when you took a look at the different perspective, they were all 1 to 2 meters apart from each other. It's
yeah.
the way the photographer brought the image. But when a magazine wants to talk about saying, well, hey, people aren't listening, they take picture A, where it looks like they're all together. And when some other article says, well, hey, people are working hard to fight against COVID, well, they take the picture B and it's the same shot, but just a different perspective.
But the error is on the publisher.
Yes, that's why I agree. And that's why
Yes,
I
agree
believe
that
l'affaire Duclos was a problem.
You know, I mean, listen, magazines and journals and TV today has been known to make it look the way they want it to look.
Yeah.
You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? And sometimes that's just a manipulation.
Look,
So it takes this artistic photograph and misuses it, and that happens. That happens.
but look, dying here is not like dying over there. Dying
Okay.
here, homeless here, it's not like homeless over in Ukraine. It's not like dying in Ukraine.
Absolutely.
We're not talking about the
And
Ukraine.
also, fuck
Absolutely.
Putin.
Absolutely.
That's all I want to say.
Okay. So
Okay.
thank you. Now stop talking.
He likes Putin.
Otherwise, I'm going to be leaving soon.
Yeah, no. Well, we're almost, actually, guys. We're almost coming down to the end now. It's a few minutes before 10. How has public perception of cameras changed since you started shooting? I'd see.
It got more digital.
Are you asking me?
He got
Ah,
more,
mais là, tu single out Bob là-dessus.
he got more digital.
Si tu veux, AJ, je peux te répondre vite, moi, là-dessus.
Vas-y, Nico.
This, and then it did this, and then it did this, and then it did this.
I mean, fuck Putin. That's his area.
And now we have two hands because one is digital and one is
What
film.
is the film?
So, you
Exactly.
know, the digital. So we're at a point where film is coming back, but it's not coming back to Joe Blow. It's coming back to amateur photographers. It's coming back to people like us. In a strong enough way that I didn't expect in the last 10 years, let's say, because there was a while where really everybody thought that Argentique was like
Finished. Yeah.
And until I don't know, I always personally had that thing of missing that light passes through film. You know, it's that passing through the film that makes it different.
Mhm.
Whereas the sensor stops it, and because it has sensor,
Passing through the
it
veil.
doesn't pass through.
Veil.
So that to me made a big difference.
EIL.
And the digital, it's like when the first videos came out. You know, in the olden days when we used to watch TV, it was all film, and then it became video. And when it became video, the clarity was too surreal.
Yeah.
It wasn't, you know, that nice little comment called, so depth of field. Wasn't the same. The clarity of the general scene wasn't the same.
The texture of the movie.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? And that changed all the way we look at things. Now, the generations that were born in the 90s and 2000, yes, well, they didn't really see what we saw, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I'll give you an example. It's like eating a tomato from 1970, where they tasted like a tomato,
Yeah.
and eating a tomato in 2020,
You
where
see
they
it,
taste like wood, you know, where they taste like wood. So, it's, you know, it's a little bit the same type of thing, you know? But no, I think the love for the artistry will always be there, though.
Yes. I agree with you there. Mark, what do you think?
Oof. I think because digital sort of is mass production of photography compared to film,
Mhm.
A lot of people sort of cheapened it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's aggressive the way I'm saying it.
No,
No,
And
it's
I'm going to
true.
shoot
It's
a
true.
question to Luco. Luco, why did you start film photography instead of staying digital?
Good question. I think it's a mix of young folks like you all that talk to me about that. Try. Hey, j'essaie d'être gentil, là. J'essaie d'être gentil.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Non, mais on a parlé un peu de ça tantôt. Je pense que pour moi, c'est quand même une façon de ralentir avec cette technologie-là. Mais si ça me permet maintenant de répondre à la question qu'Edgy nous a apportée, moi, je pense pas que, malgré tous les avancements technologiques, je pense pas que la relation à l'image qu'on a, je ne vais pas dire changé, mais je pense plus que c'est accentué. On a toujours eu dans l'histoire une relation avec l'image depuis qu'il y a des médiums photographiques,
Mhm.
que c'est de plus en plus facile de générer cette image-là et c'est aussi de plus en plus facile d'en perdre le contrôle pour revenir à certains sujets qu'on a discutés.
Oui, absolument.
Fait que je pense que c'est ça un peu le changement, c'est que lentement mais sûrement avec la technologie, la relation qu'on a avec l'image, peu importe la façon qu'elle est produite, ben, il y en a de plus, fait qu'on se perd dans le bruit. Donc, en se perdant dans le bruit, c'est moins important, mais c'est de plus en plus important malgré tout.
Oui, absolument. Parce qu'on revient tout le temps à la fin fond de l'art. We go back to the art. No matter the techniques, we always go back to the art in the end.
Yeah, and I think that the digital photography, and like I've been doing it since the 90s, you know, with my first Fuji Fine Pix 1004, which was like a 1.4 megapixel camera. I find that the digital photography has pushed us away from the art for so long because of the technology, because of the precision that we could go get. Whatchamacallit, one of the podcasters I listened to, Lens Work by Brooks Jensen said, I think said it best when he said, oh crap, I just lost it. Damn it. What did he say?
Quelle heure s'il a donné, là? Luco.
Non, mais ça va avec l'âge, Bob. Plus que tu es jeune, plus que tu perds la mémoire. C'est ça qu'on a.
Hey, Andrew, you may have lost it, but we found you.
Oh my God, I lost it. I completely lost it.
You know I'm the oldest one here.
You're a
Right?
beautiful thing. You're a beautiful thing, you.
And of the five of us, I'm the third.
That's right. You know, what can I say? Yeah.
Oh, geez, what did he say? He said, well, I got something else in my head for some reason that's stuck in my head right now. It's the hardest job of the photographer is taking the mundane world and making it interesting.
Amen. Amen.
But it had to do with the oh my God, it'll have to be the next episode.
All right.
I have to write it down and record it. But guys, thank you very much for your participation. I love the discussion we had tonight. C'était vraiment,
It was interesting. Yeah, it was very
it was interesting. It was
J'avais des
charged. It
questions
was
difficiles cette fois-ci. Moi, j'étais un peu jaloux des dernières semaines. Là. Il y avait des questions plus faciles et les autres round table. Là.
What can I say? What can I say? Rakeem's not here tonight with us.
You can't escape.
Le mois passé, c'était plutôt chambre noire, je pense, hein, Marc?
Ça a joué
Yeah.
chambre
Ça a joué
noire, ça a
chambre
joué
noire.
sur différentes affaires, puis tout ça.
Yeah.
Ben oui, Marc sa chambre noire maintenant. Là, donc.
Ben oui, regarde en arrière de lui.
Oui.
Oh!
Hey,
Oh!
as-tu vu la caméra qu'il y a là?
Hey, Marc il était au donjon. Au donjon.
He's motivating me now. I'm gonna have to do more darkroom now.
Ah oui, mais oui, il faut falloir que tu fasses rapport à ton garage là, pour ça.
Là, je sais.
Hey, Luco, toi, t'étais au donjon, right? You've been here, right?
See,
Yeah, look, there's Uncle Bob teaching Mark.
Ah! OK.
There you go.
Non, ça,
Marc's been au donjon. We got it. Beautiful.
Quand tu as un bon coach, Luco, c'est extraordinaire ce que tu es capable de faire. Hey, Luco, tu n'as pas parlé de ta nouvelle caméra que tu as ramassée, celle qui est couleur or, là?
Ah, ben, Angel l'a vu aujourd'hui.
Ah, mais peut-être.
Attends, j'ai vu.
le
Quoi?
basmatic.
Or.
Ouais,
C'était
c'est
quoi?
comme-
Un basmatic?
Non, ben, le contact.
Ah, le contact, si tu
Oh
m'as
my
montré.
God, yeah, his contacts
Yeah,
too.
beautiful. Yeah, beautiful camera.
photo.
Yeah.
Moi, je l'avais apporté au club photo il y a quelques semaines. La semaine, ben, pas quelques semaines, parce que ça fait ouais, quelques jours.
semaine avant.
Ouais, exact. Donc,
c'est
Angel
bon.
l'a vu aujourd'hui.
You saw her downstairs.
Actually, I got a
Luco
pic.
saw
Don't
her
I have a
downstairs.
picture of?
Andrew saw her downstairs.
Yeah.
I got a picture
You
of
were
Luco with it.
downstairs.
Yeah,
Ouais,
exactly.
dans les portraits.
Mais c'était pas lui que je t'avais.
Non, c'est lui que tu m'as envoyé, on voit juste sur mon coude.
Attends. I figured out how to get it onto my phone finally, but now now, pour une raison ou une autre, je peux pas les transférer sur mon ordi maintenant.
Jette ça, cet Hasselblad-là.
Ouais.
Italia.
Une fois que le magasin va être content, c'est
Parce que j'ai deux de toi.
I think if I was paying that amount of money, I'd buy a Leica.
Oh!
Honestly,
Oh!
I think so. I think I'd do the same. Personally,
Yeah, I think so.
I think I'd get more fun out of the Leica than out of this one. Although,
think
not to say that I'm not appreciating, the little time that I'm having with it.
No, yeah. I
It's
get
a different camera. It's a different style of, photography. It's the first time, mind you, m'a t'avoué que ça fait quand même, c'est la première fois que j'utilise un numérique avec un leaf shutter.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's a hybrid, right? The first shutter is the electronic shutter on the sensor, and the second shutter is the leaf shutter in the lens. So that's why the lenses are so expensive, because they actually have a shutter in them.
Ouais, c'est ça la grosse différence entre les
That's
GFX.
why he wants to buy one.
C'est justement.
I think the reason why they have that is because you can take those lenses and use them on a Hasselblad 500C.
I don't know, because these are all autofocus lenses.
Oh, they're all, there's no manual focus on it anymore?
No, well, I mean, you have manual focus on it, but you have the contacts. I don't know how they'll fit on the
On a
on the bayonet.
500C, like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe not, yeah. Because usually, I mean, all Hasselblad lenses had the leaf shutters in the
yeah, exactly.
lenses,
Yeah.
Ouais, puis Bob, tu le mélanges avec, je pense, c'est le 907, 907? Que c'est
907 is the thin one, yeah. That's the,
But it's a digital back that you can also.
yeah, exactly, yeah, that's
It's up.
that's right. But I'm talking more about the old, 500C, the CM, or the those there that it was the basic
Ouais.
Hasselblad that went to the moon. You know what I mean? Change the back,
It
change the
went to the
front,
moon,
and, you know what I mean?
So we have proof we went to the moon, guys. Don't doubt we went to the moon.
Okay, guys, I'm
Love
gonna be
you,
saying
Sammy.
good night. I love you.
Guys, je te
We
souhaite
did
une bonne fin de semaine pour qu'est-ce qui reste. Un
Yeah.
bon mois de la photographie.
Ben oui.
At the end
No
of the
problem.
month, don't forget, guys, the last Saturday or the last Friday, I forget now.
No,
J'ai
Halloween.
pas la date ici, but we got
Halloween.
our photo review. Puis j'ai beaucoup de nouveaux photos à monter sur le site. Juste sur le site, dans le
That's
groupe
on a
Facebook.
Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Saturday.
Hold on. It's on a...
Saturday would be November 1st, I would imagine.
Man, Halloween. Luco, call me. Call me, Luco. if you
hold on. Where is it? My calendar. How can I not find my calendar?
want.
Yeah, ew.
Beautiful babe. I don't know what to tell you. It's like a beautiful.
That's where it is.
And
And our next round table will be le 15 Novembre.
Change them on, that's okay, yeah.
Okay. And our next photo review. Allez, it's taking so long.
Want to go to Harvard. I'm currently the president of Harvard Hella, which is
En attendant, Bob puis
Yeah.
Luco, j'ai mis des bulles vidéo de l'histoire du Vieux-Montréal. Je sais pas, est-ce que ça vous intéresse quand je pose ça sur AJ puis sur le club?
Oui, oui, ben oui, c'est parfait.
So I
Ouais,
got
ouais.
involved in PSC freshman year, the Palestine Solidarity Committee.
this is the start of the week.
Hey, where is the
I grew when I was 5. I think I had a much more solid Jewish community before coming to college.
no, sorry, Facebook, the Facebook reviews on the 2nd.
November
Why did-
2nd?
Yeah, why did I put it on the 2nd for?
November
Did
2nd.
I have
is,
something on the 1st?
Non, je
I don't want to insult you,
De
baby.
toute façon, tu vas leur confirmer ça, AJ?
Oui, je vais leur confirmer celui-là.
It's on a Sunday, right?
Yeah,
But de toute façon, look, the 31st is
Halloween.
The first,
Friday.
j'ai une sortie, c'est un samedi. J'ai une sortie, Uncle Johnny's 50th anniversary.
Oh, okay. So then,
And-
okay, we'll do it the 2nd.
The second would be good, yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
we'll do it the 2nd.
Okay. That's the photo review, right?
That's the photo review. Yeah.
And then the 15th is the
The 15th is the next
next round table.
round table. Yeah.
All right.
Anyways, just stay beautiful, you guys. Stay safe and beautiful.
You too,
Hey,
Nick.
you
Love
too.
you, man. Thank you, guys.
Good
Take
night,
care, bro.
everybody. Thank
Bonne
you.
Hey,
soirée
AJ,
à
une
tous.
question bien vite avant que tu pars.
Oui, vas-y.
Blazenol, il est pas, je le trouve pas à Gosselin. Tu me dis qu'ils l'ont commandé. Est-ce que ça va arriver bientôt?
Non, je l'ai. J'en ai 2 bouteilles à 10,30.
Ah, OK. Mais moi, à Laval, je regarde sur le site Chambre Noire, puis...
Don't
il parle
worry. Just order it. We'll send it to Laval to keep for you.
pas. OK. Or I go to your place, I
Or
pick
come to
it
my
up,
place. Yeah, exactly.
and
Non,
then I
non,
can-
non, Marc, faut que tu dises qu'ils viennent te l'apporter chez vous pour qu'ils puissent.
Ouais. Écoute,
Non.
au prix qu'on paye, il y a la livraison d'inclus, là.
Non, mais comme ça, il va pouvoir profiter d'une chambre noire s'il vient te l'apporter en main propre.
Ben là, Luco, sérieusement, on va se faire ça, là, les 4. On s'arrangera chez moi. La seule chose, c'est qu'il faut que je fasse ça un vendredi, un samedi ou un dimanche soir. Parce que sinon, mon fils, avec ses affaires, ça va ruiner la salle. Vous allez comprendre quand vous allez venir chez moi, là. Mais on a commencé ça. Puis là, c'est juste de m'habituer à certaines affaires. Puis tout.
Otherwise, we're going to have to brick you in.
Yeah. Faire des murs. Demande ça à ma femme si ça veut que je fasse des murs.
Okay. Take care, guys.
Take care, guys.
Take care, guys.
Night, everybody.
Bye.
Cannibal. Cannibal.
And remember, shoot some freaking freaky photos.
Absolutely.
Ciao.
Ciao.